I'm Patrice Habinshuti. I'm with Dr. Richard Miller, and we are going to present to you today about building a national kingdom business culture through integrated discipleship and entrepreneurship for the youth. And we base our presentation on the case of Rwanda, a country in Africa, in the East African region. Thank you so much. Let's follow the presentation. Research has confirmed that business is the engine of economic growth in developed and developing economies to achieve socioeconomic transformation and accelerated development. However, business owners fail to achieve this goal of effectively transforming societies mostly because they fall in love with their own ideas, products, and services and forget their customers, employees, and communities around them. This is due to the fact that mostly the world has centered all business science around profitability, which leads to more of the entrepreneurs doing business from the stomach or doing business from the head, with less or no emphasis on business sustainability and ethics. And research has confirmed that it is imperative for us as Christians to give a gentle, clear, and effective witness to Jesus Christ in the marketplace, as Jesus made it abundantly clear that every Christian is salt and light. Therefore, each Christian can and should have a dynamic influence on others. Certainly, one of the sure ways to effectively and sustainably transform people and nations is through equipping our youth for spiritual transformation and doing business from the heart, all kingdom businesses. So let's look at what kingdom business is. We will base our definitions on the views of two researchers. One is Patrice, who says that kingdom business is God's business, managed God's way by God's steward and for God's purposes in the world, where business operations are managed by the guidelines of the king, which are found in the Bible. Moreover, the products and services must be approved by the king, thus there will be no sin products. And the business itself must be a platform for ministry where we demonstrate our salt and light to a dark and dying world. And of course, it must be profitable since the king is concerned about the proper stewardship of his resources. However, the profit is not for us, the operation for a kingdom business, but for the king himself, the owner of the business. So we must use the profits as he directs. The second researcher is Jeremiah, who noted that kingdom businesses are businesses started by Christians that pursue a multiple strategy, which is profitability, number one, and sustainability, and job creation and income generation, and affirms that business help make both an economic as well as a spiritual impact in developing countries, such as Rwanda, of course. As Christians, we see the importance of running kingdom businesses, and we can ask ourselves, how can we build a national kingdom business culture in a country? As research notes, exposure to entrepreneurship education and training delivers orientation to the cognitive features and skills necessary for initiating and managing entrepreneurial ventures. In the same way, efficient prior discipleship and transformation training is believed to be key to inculcating kingdom business principles into entrepreneurs. Therefore, over the last 10 years, the researchers, Dr. Richard Miller and the team in Rwanda, led by myself, embarked on a journey of building a national kingdom business culture in Rwanda through nurturing the next generation of Christian leaders to becoming who the Creator intended them to be and preparing them to run kingdom businesses. This was achieved by defining and testing a new approach through a decade-long capacity building experimentation in the East African nation of Rwanda. Presentation here outlines the process of building a national kingdom business culture in developing countries such as Rwanda through equipping youth to run kingdom businesses by integrating discipleship and entrepreneurship in high schools and universities. The three-step youth empowerment process outlined herein has been tested in Rwanda for over a decade, from 2012 up to now. This slide outlines the process that we have used to ensure that we build a national kingdom entrepreneurship culture in the country of Rwanda. It's a three-step process where we had step number one on equipping Kingdom business champions. Step number two, integrated youth capacity building in discipleship and entrepreneurship. And step number three, encouraging real world application where we ensure that these young people do business from the heart or kingdom businesses. In the first step, equipping kingdom business champions, it deals with building the core team and its capacity building, then training teachers and mentors, and then helping these people to launch their own businesses because they cannot teach or they cannot convey what they are not doing. In the second step of integrated youth capacity building in discipleship and entrepreneurship, it involves three subcomponents, which are kingdom business clubs. These are also called Bible and business clubs, which are launched in every high school. And then second, it's Kingdom Entrepreneurship Caravan Training. This is a two-part training which has one component on who I am in Christ. And then after you know who I am, then what I do. This is the second part, which involves business, learning about doing business from the heart. And after these Bible and business clubs are launched, we go back to the clubs and deliver this training, Kingdom Entrepreneurship Caravan Training. And then number three, we equip youth with the tools. We give them a handout about all the training, and we give them a Bible. Each attending student received the handout and the Bible. And in the final step, which is encouraging real-world application and doing business from the heart itself, in every club, we make sure that the student have a business project that lands within the school, and then we encourage every individual student within a club to have an idea for a business, which will continue nurturing through the club up to the launch phase. Having looked at the three steps in developing a national entrepreneurship, kingdom entrepreneurship culture in a country, let's look at what we have achieved in Rwanda through our decade-long implementation. In step number one of equipping kingdom business champions, we have had three components. Component number one is team building, capacity building for leading champions, where we had the self-efficacy training, 3 leaders trained in 2012, entrepreneurship training, where 4 leading champions took the Regent 16-week training in 2012 to 2014, and then tools for transformation training, where 4 leading champions took this training in 2012, and advanced formal training, where one of the leaders took the Regent MBA in entrepreneurship from 2015 to 2017. And the second component is equipping teachers and mentors. Here we have delivered training in Kingdom Business to 20 teachers across high schools in the country. And these were deployed further to mentor entrepreneurship clubs in their respective high schools. And then Champions Business Launch. These trained business champions were equipped to start their own businesses. Each of the 4 leading champions in the national organizational structure have started their own businesses from 2013 to 2015. Step number 2 of running the integrated youth capacity building in discipleship and entrepreneurship, we had Bible and business clubs where we actually launched 20 business clubs in 16 districts across Rwanda from 2012 to 2015. And then we ran the Precious Kingdom Entrepreneurship Caravans. These caravan training are a 2-part training delivered nationwide across high schools and universities, where we focus on the who I am in Christ and what I do as a business. And we have trained over 3,000 youth in 20 active high school-based Bible and business clubs and 2 universities where we had these trainings from 2013 to 2018. And we had the final subcomponent on equipping youth with the tools, where every participating student in the integrated discipleship and entrepreneurship training received a Bible and a course booklet. And as well, we had these 3,000 youth who were trained receiving these tools. And what will the content of the training? As we said, it focuses on who I am in Christ, the resources I have, which is the workshop, and then what I do. On the who I am, this was better emphasized in first presentation done by my colleague Richard Miller, and it started with the review of self-efficacy, and then tools for transformation. This is based on the construction metaphor that is shown in the Bible, that every person among us is made up by three building blocks: the heart, soul, and mind. And the transformation process is guided by these three building blocks. And they learn what is a transform. How can you transform one area on your life that needs this transformation? And we have also taught about writing and assimilating the transforms in a form of workshop. And the second middle part is the resources I have so that I can start a business. So we start by the business idea mapping based on passion, experiences, and interest. And then we review the personal resources and attributes of each one. And then who do I know who can help me? The student will just audit like their networks, who they know can help them start a business. And then we will look on the financial resources. And on the final part of the what I do, the first principle is find a need and fill it. And we teach them about the second principle, which is to compare the needs with resources, and then they write a business plan, set goals, start the business, and periodically evaluate and adjust as necessary. So this is complex with having a startup business, kingdom business. And on the step number 3, which is the real world application, we actually help them do the actual business from the heart. On this, what have we achieved in Rwanda? So we have the first subcomponent, which is the student-owned business projects. Here, the club members are required to carry out business projects that serve as entrepreneurship labs for the student members to learn from. And here, as you remember, we have had 20 high school-based entrepreneurship clubs across Rwanda, and all of these have started income-generating projects where they can run from, where they can run business principles in reality. And here, we also proceed with individual projects. This is a process of nurturing ideas through idea generation in these Bible and business clubs as part of the regular action plan of the clubs, and through business idea competition that are run each year. And as a result, after the delivery of the Kingdom Entrepreneurship Caravan training, we have seen that 79% of the trained students had an intent to start a business. And 80% of them consider the program to have brought a new knowledge on the connection between the Bible and business. And 100% like the approach of doing business from the heart and are interested in becoming kingdom entrepreneurs in the future when they graduate from high school. Of course, the process of starting a business is not an overnight thing or process. This actual business startup component, the statistics from the program have not been captured or measured because it's, of course, an ongoing process. Conclusion. What can we say from this experience? We can emphasize that exposure to entrepreneurship education and training delivers orientation to the cognitive features and skills necessary for initiating and managing entrepreneurial ventures. In the same way, efficient discipleship and transformation training can inculcate in our young people kingdom business principles that they need to start kingdom business ventures in the future. Building a national kingdom business culture requires to equip these young people with an integrated discipleship and entrepreneurship knowledge and applied skills for them to know the who I am in Christ as people created with specific abilities and a unique purpose on earth as assigned by the Creator, and then the what I do to enlighten them to launch kingdom businesses. Then from the experimentation that you have seen conducted in Rwanda, this developed approach outlined in this material has shown a huge potential to enable the creation of a nationwide kingdom entrepreneurship culture when rolled out in high schools and universities. The training manual used has been designed by Dr. Richard Miller, and its full content has been validated through a nationwide experimentation that we just have shown in this presentation. Thank you so much. I wish and I pray that each one of us can think about how we can contribute to creating national entrepreneurship culture in our countries and across the globe by teaching or integrating discipleship entrepreneurship in young people's entrepreneurial learning. Thank you so much. These slides show some references, and then we have some bio of ourselves that you can check on these final slides. We thank you so much for following this presentation. God bless you.